Hello and welcome. This is Gandorf, and today we're going to be doing the nanocherryctf box. I'm a little behind on this one. I've had a few things going on in life, but finally jumping back into these. And this one I really enjoyed. As I'll say a couple times through the walkthrough, the creator did a great job on this box. So I thought it was really fun, had a blast doing it. So if you like what I'm doing here, you're learning some stuff from me, please give a subscribe and a like and let me know down below in the comments. With that, let's get into the box. Alrighty, so here we are in the nanocherryctf room. I've already got the server running down here. We want to copy this, and first things first, let's just go ahead and add it into our host file. And the name of the server is cherryontop.thm. Get that clear. And as we can see down here, we have a little bit of a backstory, which is kind of nice. A whole strife between Vim and Nano text editors. It's always kind of fun to play off of. And we are shown that we are given a backdoor. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And with the password being "don't be a script kiddie," when I went through it, I said, okay, let's do this without trying to upload any pre-made scripts to the server and see what we can do. So first thing first, let's run a quick nmap. And you see we've got SSH and HTTP open. So since we know we have a backdoor, that's obvious we're going to be able to log into SSH. That's the path I went first. Alright. We got a couple of files here. We're in .notsus, so this user's home folder is hidden. Now the backdoor.mp4, you can grab that if you want to. There's not really much in it that I found. Fun little video. Whoever put this box together did a great job. I can't remember his name right now, or their name right now, but they went all out for this. It was kind of fun. I really enjoyed this. So what we can do is take a look at the text file here. As you can see, nothing really much in here. It just talks a little bit about the situation. So I always have four things that I do when I hop onto a box. First thing, if I have the user's password, do sudo-l. Okay, so we can't run anything as sudo. Next thing is going to be look for stickies. And you do 2,000, 4,000, 6,000. I usually just look for 4,000 and 6,000. Make sure to pass the errors there. Okay, so I didn't find anything there. So now let's take a look. See if it finds anything here. And it didn't. So the last thing that I'll kind of start poking around with is see if there's anything in the cron jobs. And we can just simply do cat etc cron tab. And if you look down here at the bottom, we do have one. A bob-boba running a curl command to this address, port 8000, and following this directory is going to grab this file and then run it. So what we need to do here is go into the remote machine's host file and add our address to it as that cherryontop.tld. And then on our machine we need to set up folders, the home boba-boba or bob-boba, and make a shell file there called coinflip. And inside of it, what we're going to do is we're going to set it up to be a reverse shell. The first thing, can we actually write to that host file? Well, a simple way to find out if you're not sure, make sure I spell it right, is by this command. And you can see you've got a couple of permissions denied, but on the etc host file, we are allowed to write to it. Let's go ahead and open that up. Oh, it actually doesn't have an entry for the TLD, but take note there is a nano.cherry on top in here. Alright, so let's put in our machine's IP address, and then cherryontop.tld, and then save that. And we'll come back up here and make directory home, change into it, make directory bob-boba, change into it, and we're just going to make a quick little file. And yes, for quick stuff I do use Nano, even though I do like NeoVim, but for quick stuff like this I just stick with Nano. So we'll do shebang bin bash bin bash -I, and I always have to keep this command on the side because even though I use it a lot, I for some reason can't keep it in my mind on how to type it out correctly. And what this will do is run this bin bash command and set up a TCP connection to whatever IP address we put in here. So this is what you want your box IP address to be at. Put it in here and use this port. So you set that to whatever port you want. And then we're going to tell it to output to screen, basically, is what we're telling it to do. And let's actually make that the right character. Alright, now for this we want to back up a couple steps here, because remember when it connects it's wanting to go down that directory path, so we don't want to be in it. And for this we'll come over here and we're going to set up a netcat listener on that port. And then back up here we're just going to fire up Python HTTP server on port 8000 is the default, and then we sit and wait. And I'll jump back once we have a connection. Okay, we are back. As you can see, I do have a connection down here, so we can actually go ahead and stop this. And now you can see that we are in Bob's home directory there. We got a log, a Chad key, and a coin flip. So this is going to be part 3 of the Chad key. So let's go ahead and take a look at that Bob log. Oh, I didn't capitalize the L. My bad. There we go. So a little bit more background into what's going on here, but nothing really that stands out. I keep forgetting we don't have the X term on. So the question is what to do next. So for the next part, let's go take a look at the website. We'll just back out of that. Alrighty, so here we are. This is the main website. It's got a home, about, portfolio, team, testimonial. Pretty basic, kind of cheesy. There is one thing here. It's going to be this page, but we're actually going to come back to that later because that's going to help shoot us directly to the end of the match, or the end of the box. So we'll go back, and if you remember, we found a nano.cherryontop. So let's go actually look at that. So as you can see, the cult of nano. Again, there's an about. Kudos to the developer. Awesome box, awesome website. This is really fun. I love these pictures. These are great. Oh, they're so great. But as you can see here, we've got an admin portal. Now, taking a look in the source code, nothing really stood out here. I did try some SQL injection, but nothing hit. When that happens, the best next step is to try to enumerate the website, right? Okay, so this is the command we're going to run. I like using foof. You can use GoBuster, Dirbuster, whatever you want to. And we're going to be using the big.txt file. We're running on the nano cherry on top, see if there's anything we can enumerate. We're looking for PHP, text, HTML, and DB, which are database files. So we'll run this. Alrighty, so we got done. And interesting thing that stands out is this users.db. So let's come down here and let's run a wget. And I guess it helps if we actually put a colon instead of a semicolon. There we go. And we'll run sq3 lite. Alright, so we got a table users. And I'll have this blurred out come over here and get logged in. And there we go. We got the flag off the site. And as you can see, we are in Molly's page here. So you can go through, read these. Again, they're quite interesting. And right here is we have another password. Okay, so we'll come over here and let's see if we can get in to Molly's account. Alright, we are in. I want to take a moment here to show you when you get into a shell like this, if you want to make it stable, so you can use clear command and a little bit more, show you what to do. I'm going to export term equals xterm-256 color. And then we're going to run python3.c, or -c, my bad. Import putty, putty.spawn, make sure I got that right. Then bash. And there we go. Now we got a stable terminal. Now if I can just type, okay. Don't look Chad and Chad's key 1. So we got 2 parts of Chad's key now. In that account, we got another part of the password. Wasn't able to find anything else to move. So now let's go back to the website. And this time, we're going to head to the normal site. And that page that I mentioned earlier, we're going to go take a look at it. This ice cream facts. So you can see we got a couple of drop down boxes. Who are you? And only lets us pick guest. And then we got 4 facts here. When we submit, we get an interesting little thing. So this is where you're going to need to fire up either burp or zap. I use burp. And we're going to hit submit again. Go forward. Let that go. I'm going to pull this up. So as you can see here, on the content page, it sends what number of fact we're looking for and the user. And then we get back what we see over there and the drop down. There it is. Ice cream is first invented in 1777. So we know we're telling it that we're a guest, but what is this? It's encoded. Let's head over to CyberChef. And yeah, I forgot to turn the thing off. So we'll insert that. Honestly, when I come across these, even if it doesn't have any padding or anything, if you're familiar with the base 64, it has the it usually has an equal sign as padding. I always start with bases just because those tend to be the most commonly used things. And for this one, it is base 32. As you can see, it comes out as guest. So there's one person left that we haven't been able to get into yet, other than Chad, whose password we're collecting. And that's Sam Sprinkles. Okay? So instead of to base, we want to convert it. Or from base, we want to make it to base 32. So we'll grab this. And just to check to see if there's any difference, let me first off send this to a repeater. And we'll just dump that. And as you see, we're getting the same thing here. So it doesn't look like it matters too much of who the user is, but the facts are going to be the same. So you may be a little lost on this, and if this is where you got stumped, I completely get it. What we're going to do is we're going to enumerate this facts variable to see if we can find anything else that responds with some text. So how we're going to do that, let's come back over here, is we're going to need a file that has numbers like 1 through 100. And how we're going to create that is going to use the sequence command. If you're not familiar with it, you can do sequence whatever to whatever, and it prints it out like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to sequence 1 to 100, and we're going to output that to a nums.txt file. Alright, so this is the command we're going to run using that file that we made, the nums.txt. And as you can see, here's where we're going to be fuzzing, is on that facts variable. Adding all this stuff in, we need to make sure we put it in quotes so it runs correctly. So run this, and I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to show you how we're going to clean the output up a little bit. So we come back up here to the top, a line for each of the 100 numbers, all right? So what can we do with this? Well, you see here, 1, which we know is a valid web page. If you look at its word count, it's 759. And if you look at these others that we don't have an option for, it's 754. And then you see ones down here like 43 are higher than 754. So that means there's something about that 754 is a page that we need to get rid of. So we'll come back here. We'll do FW754, and what this will do is the word count that comes back, if it equals 754, it won't show it on the output. As you can see, we got quite a bit here. We got the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got 4 other pages. So let's go take a look at that 21st. Now scroll down. Nope, just nope. All right, the next one is 43. We'll just go in order here until we find something interesting. And we've got creds for Sam. That's pretty interesting, I would say. So let's copy that and let's come over here. And we'll get logged in as Sam. There we go. And let's go ahead and get our terminal upgraded. See what we got here. We got the last part of Chad's key. Next, we're going to need to log in with Chad's password. So let me go grab that real quick and we'll get going. All right, so all we're going to do here is just use SU to change users. We're not going to make a new session or anything like that. Now let's go switch to Y. Oh my gosh, let me learn how to spell Chad. There we go. Let's see what Chad has in here. We got a hello, we got Chad's flag, and root password .wait. What we need to do is get that to our local machine so we can do something with it. So let's take a look at it again. And we know Python 3 is on here. So we're just going to set up a server on it. And we'll come up here, clear this. Oh, guess it helps I spell cherry right, huh? Alright, so you can see we got it there on a local machine now. So we can just close this. I'm going to keep that open because we'll change the root here. So what do we do with this WAV file? Well, my first instinct, since we're talking about CTFs, is to throw it in Audacity, use a spectrogram to see if there's any hidden text. With this, there was not. With the pattern in the spectrogram, I thought it may have been a Morse code thing. It wasn't. So I will admit I had to go do some digging on this one. And that's when I found a tool called SSTV. Let me go get it pulled up. Alright, so it is a GitHub repository. This top one right here. I don't recall ever having come across this before. So we're going to grab the code. And we're just going to use git clone. Paste that in. Alright, so as you can see, we got to set up .py here. So, should be able to use this to get it in the system. Alright, cool. It is on. So let's just back up one directory here. And we're going to SSTV. See if it has a help information. So, -D for audio file, -O for output. Output image, we need to make sure we save it as an image. You can see it's using JPEG here. And looks like it defaults to result.ping. Okay, cool. Alrighty, let's see here. And we do have a ping. Alright, very interesting photo. And looks like we've got a potential password there. So let's come down here and try it. Alright, we are en route, and that'll be the end of the box from there. Okay, so that was the nanocherryctf box. Hope you enjoyed the walkthrough, and again, if you liked it and you enjoy what I'm doing here, please give a subscribe, leave a like, and let me down in the comments what I'm doing right or what I'm doing wrong that I could try to improve. And I'll catch you next time. Have a good day.